शुरू करें अपन. Let's start. Okay. Good morning, all of you. Let's go ahead. We have done lots of questions, lots of cases also. We have also covered section 25A now. It was about what? Arrears, or you can say what? Unrealized rent or arrears of rent. That also we have covered section 25A. So we tax it on receipt basis. Okay, we tax it on receipt basis. And also we give or provide for what, bacho? Deduction at the rate of what? 30%. Yes, Celia, all of you. Those questions or those parts also we had covered. All right. So I had given you some question for homework. Question number 42. Did you try, all of you? What is the final answer? Give me quickly. Question number 42. Type quickly, or you can unmute. All of you. Final answer, final answer. Quickly, all of you. During the current year, 22-23, Mr. A received a sum of 1,80,000, 60,000 rupees per annum by way of enhancement. Enhancement means what? Increase. For the last 3 years, as government department, the tenant enhanced the rate of rent with retrospective effect. What do you mean by retrospective effect? Do you remember? We had discussed this maybe in the basics of law. What do you mean by retrospective? Very good, Mansi. It means backdated, and prospective means prospective means future dated. So with retrospective effect, correct, they have increased the rent. The government as a tenant themselves have increased the rent. So today, I mean, whatever Mr. A completely received 1,80,000 total. Will the sum of 1,80,000 be taxable in the current year 23-24? EY. Or can it be spread over the last 3 years? Why spread over? Apportioned, distributed over the last 3 years because it belongs to last 3 years. What will happen, bacho? That is again your arrears, okay, which you have received later on. See, did you, in a very simple way also, did you know, logically, did you know you are going to get this extra rent of 60,000 per annum? No, because in the current year, they have given the decision, and that also with retrospective effect. So as it is in the normal case also, there is no chance to know that this income belong to which particular or those particular years. Later on, they have decided that yes, we should give it backdated. That is one thing. Another thing is that so we don't have to even revise our income tax returns. We will tax it on cash basis. Understood here? That is your receipt basis. Okay. So write on point number 1. You have not given me final answer, bacho. Final taxable income is how much for the current year? Okay, Niraj. What else? All of you? What is the final taxable income? I hope you're sending me a message on the other account where my video audio is on. Kushbu, what is the final answer? Mansi, Indrajit, this. Okay, Indrajit, Nitin. Final taxable income is not 1,80,000, not 60,000. Arrears of rent received will be taxed in the year of receipt. That is which PY current year. 22, 23. Fine till here. Full stop. Therefore, entire income of rupees 1,80,000 will be taxed. Subject to what, bachcho? Deduction under section 25A. Therefore, net taxable income from house property rupees 1,80,000 minus 30%. It is how much? 126, is it? So net taxable in the current year will be 126. Gross will be 180. Net will be 126. Fine till here, all of you. Tell me. All right. Acha. We'll go ahead, all of you. Done. This is done, everybody. So final answer is 126. All right. Let's go ahead. Can you quickly finish off 28? Quickly, all of you. Question number 28. Ready, everybody? (28). Ready? Check. Mr. X owns one residential house in Mumbai. The house is having two identical units. House has two parts or two units. First unit of the house is SOP by Mr. X, and other unit is rented at rupees 8,000 per month. The rented unit was vacant. The rented unit was vacant for 2 months during the year. The particulars of the house for previous year 22-23 are as follows. Standard rent for the house. Underline the word of the house. It is not given unit wise. Obviously, it is given now for the entire house. 8,000. This standard rent is 162. Fair rent, municipal tax paid by Mr. X for the house. Light and water charges not needed. Interest on borrowed capital, yes. Lease money, we have to ignore it. Insurance charges, ignore it. Repairs also ignore it. Currently, computed income from house property of Mr. X for AY 23-24. Anything tough over here? Quickly solve, bachcho. Start solving. Do you want format, or you will be able to do it on your own? Tell me. Pen drive students, offline, videos, lecture students. Do it. Come on, start. You can pause the video. Do it. Come on. Finish it off. Question number 28. Solve it, all of you. नितिन कुछ मदद चाहिए? खुशबू, इंद्रजीत, मानसी? ओके, गुड, करो ट्राई. रफ में करना चाहिए तो then we can finalize the answer. Okay. Give me final answer. सब मिलाते हैं. And one more remaining. Okay. I'll go ahead everybody. I got these all these answers for this question. Okay, the total income from house property. So in pen drive students, later on just pause the video, check whether you confirm one of your answers and then go ahead. Okay, let's quickly solve this. So we know it is a part of what, but so which case it is? It is apportionment between SOP and let out. Okay, so let us quickly write down computation of. That's why I tell you to do it in rough so that you can rectify your answer. Computation of income from house property of Mr. X for AY 23-24. Particulars. SOP is 1/2, correct? And let out is 1/2 rupees. Okay. That is what you have to do the apportionment. They have given you their identical units. Correct, Elia? All right, let's go ahead, everybody. They have said the let out unit was vacant for 2 months something. So there will be a concept of vacancy loss, isn't it, everybody? We'll go ahead, all of you. First one, GAV calculation. Under that, expected rent. Higher of MV or FR subject to SR. Again, the details are given for the house. So to do the apportionment, as it is, nothing will happen for SOP. But if you want, you can just finalize the answer here. Municipal valuation or fair rent. Do you have municipal valuation? No, it is not given, no? Can I tell you? So it is not there. So fair rent is 1,85,000. Fine. Is it okay? That is okay. But subject to what? 1,85,000 or 700, 162. How much we take? 162. But here we take what? 162 into half. Is it right, everybody? Correct? That is how much? 81, is it? 81,000. All right. Then second we take is what? Actual rent. We take first for the entire 12 months. I mean for the let out period, and then we will reduce the vacancy loss. Rented for 8,000 rupees per month. 12 months, correct? So that is 96,000. However, there is a vacancy loss of 2 months. So less vacancy loss. And that is of 2 months. So 8,000 into 2 months, correct? That is 16,000. Now step number 2, bacho, answer is what? 80. 96 minus 16. Is step 2 lower than step 1 because of vacancy loss? Tell me. Yes or no? Y or N? Correct. Then what do we say? Then GAV is what? Step number 2. Okay. Therefore, GAV is 80,000. I'm writing as since 2 is lower than 1 due to vacancy loss. Is it okay, all of you? 80,000. GAV till what? Till NAV we have, till NAV we have nothing to worry about for SOP. Less municipal taxes paid. Paid for the year is paid. Municipal taxes paid. Rupees 18,500 for the year or for the house also. So 18,500 minus, not minus, into half. 9250. That is also okay. We arrive at NAV. Net annual value is nothing for self-occupied. So 80,000 minus 9250 is 7. That's how much? 70,750. Okay, great. Then we have nothing great as such overall. Less, what do we have then? Less deduction under section 24. A is what? Standard deduction at the rate of 30% of NAV. Is 21,225? Tell me, correct? Yes. 30%, correct, Ilya? And B is what? Interest and borrowed capital. For the entire year, it is 1,500 into 12 months. 18,000, na? Correct, Ilya? Now, only this part is allowed for SOP. So half I'll take here 9,000 and half I'll take here 9,000. Income oblique loss from house property. And 40,525, is it right? Positive. Therefore, Fine till here? So instead of giving you homework, I'm doing some cases in the class itself. So you'll be comfortable. All right, can we go ahead, all of you? That's a writing mistake. Okay. Fine. Nitin, हो गया? Nitin, done? Come to page 5.7. 5.7. Case number 6, already we have covered that. Basics we have already covered. Check. If the assessee has 3 SOP, the case they have given the cases. If the assessee has 3 SOP, self-occupied properties, then the benefit of self-occupied home will be allowed for any 2 of the house and the other shall be deemed to be let out. This is not just for 3 SOP, this is 3 or more than 3, no? Or you can say at least 3. Then we can take only 2 of them as SOP and the remaining as deemed to be let out. Correct, Ilya? Now, next one. Underline whatever is important. This benefit is allowed or available only for the individual or HUF. Okay, because they are obviously the natural persons. If a house property can be owned by any person, even a company, firm, LLP can own a house property. That is not a problem, or a shop also for that matter. Correct, Ilya? So the benefit of occupation, self-occupied action is available only to the individual or HUF, not for others. Okay, the benefit of 2 SOP. This option can be changed year after year in the manner beneficial to the assessee. So there is no rule that once you have taken these 2 houses as SOP for next 3 years, 5 years, you have to take them, or permanently you have to take them. No, you can change year to year basis. In case of deemed to be let out, okay, deemed, is it actually let out? No. The ER, expected rent, will be taken as GAV because obviously there is no actual rent. It is deemed, no? So we'll take expected rent as GAV. Municipal taxes actually paid by the owner during the year in respect of deemed to be let out property can be claimed as deduction. See, the category of the property is what now let out. So whatever rules are applicable to let out property, we have to use them. So municipal taxes will be allowed. 24B is allowed. 24A also will be allowed. Okay. And properties can be located anywhere. Important. That is even within India or even outside India. So that is not an issue. Whether the assessee has properties in India, he or she, they are staying outside India or they are staying inside India, no issues. One property is in Delhi, one property is in Japan. Does not matter. It is still, and if the assessee is ROR, okay, one property is in Japan, one property is in Delhi. But if the assessee is ROR, still, but you can take both of them as what? SOP. Clear, Delhi? But if one property is in Australia, one in Japan, one in Delhi, then you can take any of them, any of the 2 of them as SOP and one of them as deemed to be let out. Are you getting my point? Yes. So that is allowed. So there is an option basically. Okay, you can choose any of them. Practically where he is staying, that is not actually important. Yes, Celia, all of you. Next page, 5.8, case number 7. Ready? What about NR? What is the question? For NR, which income will be taxable? Indian income. That means what? Only if the property is in India. Correct? Case number 7. House property held as stock in trade. House property held as stock in trade. Understand? Very important discussion now. Stock in trade, do you understand? Stock in trade. Obviously, you do the closing stock, opening stock, adjustment. Can I tell you? Can I also call them as trading stock or trading asset? Okay. trading asset. Correct, Ilya? If you buy a house property, let us say flat, bungalow, whatever, is it a stock in trade for you? If you buy a house property, is it a stock in trade for you? A flat, bungalow? No, it is not a stock in trade for you. Why? Then which kind of, is it your asset or is it a liability? The property which you buy. That is your asset, correct. But then which kind of asset? If not trading asset? Correct. Fixed asset. That is your capital asset. Yes, everybody? Fine. Then house property, how can the house property but to be a stock in trade or a trading asset? Or when does a property or when does an asset become a trading asset? When you are dealing in those properties. When you are dealing in that particular asset. Dealing means what? Buying or selling. Currently buying or selling those properties. Now, understand, stock in trade or closing stock, this item is very much clear to you in your mind. What? Means what? Do you show it in the balance sheet item or no? Do you show it as a balance sheet item or no? Yes, you show it as a balance sheet item. Do you own it or no? Do you own it or no? Yes, you own it. Correct, Ilya? So basically, you are showing it in your balance sheet as a closing item and you are going to sell it. You're going to sell it. Clear, Ilya? So the income which I'm going to get, understand now, the income which I'm going to get by selling or trading of this trading asset or stock in trade or closing stock, etc., that will be my revenue income. That will be my revenue income. Revenue, do you understand revenue versus capital? Revenue means, year on year, it is a regular source of income. Yes, clear all of you? Fine. So the money which I'm going to get, that will be the money which I'm going to get after selling of stock in trade is obviously going to be my revenue income. Clear, Delia? Yes. So a person who is manufacturing, let us say, mobiles, the stock whichever he has of mobile phone, laptops, computers, he is going to show it as stock in trade, closing stock, etc. That is his trading asset. So the income of after selling of these mobile phones, etc., that will be his revenue income. Similarly, however, house property for you and me is not a trading asset. House property for you and me is not a trading asset. For you and me, but it is fixed, that is your capital asset. But since we are buying house property, somebody is also selling house property. So a person who is in the dealership, or you can say in the business of buying and selling property, or you can say constructing and selling property, for that person, bacho, house property is a stock in trade. Are you understanding till here? Isn't it? Basically, just a person who deals in the construction and selling of the properties. For him, bacho, the house property is what? The unit is what? Stock in trade. Clear till here, all of you? So the property is held as stock in trade. Okay. So which kind of assessee or which kind of person you're talking about? Who will hold it as stock in trade? Bacho, we are talking about builders or real estate people. Real estate business. Isn't it? Is it okay? Is it okay till here, all of you? We're talking about bacho, real estate business. Clear till here? Now check. This entire chapter is why it is very important, because it talks about one of the basic necessities, food, clothing, shelter. So it is talking about shelter. That's why it becomes a little important topic overall. Okay, for everybody. So check. With a property consisting of any building or land appurtenant thereto. I am repeating. Whether property consisting of any land or any building or land appurtenant thereto. This we have already covered, no? In the very simple definition of charging section 22. Is held as stock in trade. Okay, pay attention. Is held as stock in trade. And the property or any part of the property is not let. Not let means not given on rent. Okay, not let means not given on rent. During the whole or any part of the year, the annual value of such property or part of the property for up to 2 years from the end of the financial year in which certificate of completion of construction of the property is obtained from the competent authority shall be taken as nil. Means what? Understand. There is a property, or let us say there is a building, and a builder is going to construct not just one particular flat, but there is a building. Clear till here, all of you? Obviously, there are lots of flats over there. right till here? I'm not going into details now. I'm not drawing the remaining building, but generally, but what happens if it is a good builder? Good builder means a famous builder. He just announces the project. He just announces the project, and all his flats are booked already even before he can start any work. If the builder is okay, or the project is okay, then he starts construction. He starts getting booking, etc. Correct. And there may be cases where the construction is fully completed, but there are still some units unsold. Clearly, the project is not that great. So it may happen that the unit or the property is still with the builder. It is not yet sold. Clearly, now understand. If let us say this particular property is lying vacant. Vacant means I'm just using the word unsold. Right, Ilya? Unsold. Understand. When the builder sells it, only then the builder will get income. Understand. When the builder sells it, only then the builder will get income. Point number one. When the builder will actually get the income, then it will be taxable in the hands of builder as a business income. Because for him it is a revenue income. Clear till here? Fine. Now when the buyer buys it, he will either use it by himself, no problem. So that satisfies one of the important basic necessities of everybody, shelter. Government is happy. Clear till here? If the buyer buys, he may further sell it off. If the buyer buys, he may give it on rent. At least the property will be used. Are you getting my point? You have created a property, you have created a shelter, a residential unit. So government says either sell it or give it on rent. The property is ready to use or not? Obviously, yes. So we are talking of now a ready property that the concession has been completed. So the government is saying to the builder now, the property, if it is ready, why don't you give it on rent at least if you are unable to sell it? Are you getting my point? Earn some income. Let us also get some income out of you. Yesterday, you might have heard that news, na? That Kerala driver, somebody, he won what? 25 crore this property, 25 crore this lottery income, not casino. Lottery income. Okay. And how much is going to get actually in hand? Okay. Did you check that? Lots of amount. Okay. 25 crore. Remember now surcharge. And in the chapter number 1, we had seen in that windfall case, lottery income, but it is 30%. 30% plus surcharge was how much for more than what? 5 crore? 37%. No, correct, no? And plus 4% cess. So 25 crores, or you can take on calculate 25 into 30%. Correct, no? 25 into 30%, 7.5 plus 37% plus 4%. 10.686 is here only out of 25, and minus 25, 14.314 something you'll get around. So out of 25 crore, 10 crore is gone here only. Yes. So people are making a joke out of it. The Kerala man has won 25 crore lottery, but income tax department has won lottery of 10 crores. Isn't it? Anyways, so the department is saying what, bacho? You have the property ready, either sell it, but if you're unable to sell it, then what? See, department cannot finalize the price of the flat, na? That because it is unsold, you should sell it at the lower price or discount. Department can't do that. So department is saying you give it on rent at least. Okay. Then again, at least somebody will have some place to stay, na? Shelter. See, shelter can be used by either by paying rent or by purchasing it. And there is, like I told you, there is lots of demand. Anyways, so the department or the income tax law is giving some relief that, see, now pay attention. Once your construction is completed, okay? Now there are 2-3 dates, okay? Please keep in mind. Construction completion date. From your point of view, construction completion date. But the actual date we can take only when we get the construction completion certificate from the local authorities. Okay, there has to be a approval or a certificate. Otherwise, you are not allowed to stay in that building. It becomes risky. It becomes you can say a crime also. If the property is not yet cleared or certified by local authorities, you can't allow somebody to stay in the property. Okay, so construction completion certificate is issued. Clearly issued. Pay attention. Let us say, bacho, it is given on 31st Jan, let us say 2023. Fine, Delia? Our current year. Fine. So this financial year end is which one? 31st March 23. Clear till here? They are saying use more 2 years. That means what? 31st March 24 and 31st March 25. The department or income tax is giving you time of these 2 years. Or they are saying that, is it actually given on rent? No. Is it sold? No. So the property still belongs to the builder. So they're saying that for these 2 years, we will take expected rent as nil. That means what after that, bacho? After this, income will be taxable under house property income. Again, a very unique case. Correct, all of you? Because now builder owns the property, now, isn't it? So it will be taxable in the hands of builder. He is the owner of the property yet. Correct? After that, 31st March 25 in this example, expected rent will be taxable in the hands of builder. So basically, he can actually give it on rent. Or if he does not, then we are still giving him more 2 years as such. Entire more 2 years to sell it off. If not, then we will take expected rent taxable in the hands of the builder. Is it okay with you till here? Tell me. Clear or no? All okay? It is bad for the builder. It is taxable in his hands. Okay, so check. The annual value for up to 2 years from the end of the year in which certificate was obtained. Okay, everybody? For 2 years, bacho, it will take as nil. That means from third year onwards, it will be third year entire. Okay, entire 2 years you had as nil. So after third year, bacho, it will be taxable in the hands of builder. Okay, till here? This also we have covered. There is a question, I think. It was the last question, I think, of the chapter. Wait, what? Come to question 43. All of you. HPS stock and trade. Okay, but you ready, everybody? Ready? Or there also in the notebook also can HP stock and trade. HPS stock and trade. Find it here. ABC Limited has started construction of building on 1st April 2020. Started construction, okay, of building on 1st April 2020. The construction was completed on 31st March 21. But check. Completion certificate of the property constructed by the developer was obtained on 15th April 21. Clear till here? So what is your date of construction completion? That is not always important. The certificate was issued on which year? That is important, okay? Due to recession, okay? The flats could be unsold actually. Till 31st March 25, the flats could not be sold. Could not. Negative not. As on 31st March 25, my goodness. Explain the tax implications. Will your answer change? Till the time the flats were sold, they were actually let out. Okay? Ready, bacho? Okay. First one. So, bacho, construction completion certificate issue date is what? 15 April 21. Clear till here? Be very careful. Look at section 23 subsection 5. That is what we are doing right now. It is 2 years from this date, or is it 2 years from the end of the financial year of this date? Are you getting my point? It is 2 years from now, 31st March 22. So write down, bacho, financial year end date. March 22. Okay? 2 years from above date. Therefore, annual value of unsold flat or unsold property will be taken as nil till what, bacho? Very important. 31st March 24. Clear till here? Therefore, income from house property income from house property will be taxed in the hands of builder, or in the hands of ABC Limited. From which year, bacho? From PY 24-25. That means what? 1/4/24. From 1st April 2024. This is very important. Is what? I mean, he's a builder. So income overall for him is always business income. But we are changing his head of income. Are you getting the point? See, if he sells the property, it comes under PGBP, business income, definitely. But if he is unable to sell it and still he holds it after this duration also, income is chargeable under house property. Hai na, bachcho? Clear till here? During recession, there were lots of these cases where the property are lying vacant. Hai na? So they were not getting either sold, or they were not given. Builder generally do not give it on rent. No, they want to sell a brand new property only to the buyers. So they have now 2 years after that also. Done, all of you? We'll go ahead. Explain the tax implication that we have seen. Done. Will be taxed in the hands of ABC Limited. Next point over there. Expected rent will be taken as GAV from PY 2024-25. And case 2. Case 2 means what? What have they asked you? Will your answer change? That till the time the flats were sold, they were let out. Will your answer change? Yes, definitely the answer will change. Because bacho, the GAV was nil for first 2 years. Hai na? Your annual value was what? Nil till this year. So, case 2. If the property is actually let out, then income from HP will arise immediately. Under that second point. And what will be the GAV then? What do you think? What will be the GAV? Expected rent or actual rent, whichever is higher. Okay. Whichever is higher. Clear to all of you? We'll go ahead, all of you. Fine. Okay. A nice and very good question, Bacho. Next one, give a star mark. 33. Done. Let's read it. Let's read it, Bacho. It's a big question. So yeah, nice question also. So 33. Mrs. Rohini Ravi, a citizen of USA. Okay. Citizen of USA is a resident during the financial year 22-23. So she is citizen of USA. She settled there for long years, but currently she is in India. She owns HP in LA, USA, which is used as a residence. The annual value of the house is $20,000. Value of $1 can be taken as 70 rupees. She took ownership and possession of a flat in Chennai on 1/7/22, which is used for self-occupation whenever she is in India. The flat was used by her for 7 months only. During the year 31st March 23, sorry, year ended. Pay attention. Why? Why she could use it for 7 months only? She used it for 7 months. But when did she take the ownership? On 1/7. So April, May, June. Correct, Delia? She didn't have the ownership of the property. Okay, Delia? From July onwards, she has. And after July onwards, out of 9 months, she has used it for 7 months. That is okay. The municipal valuation of Chennai property is 32,000 rupees per month. And fair rent is 4,20,000 per annum. Wow. Okay. She paid the following to the Corporation of Chennai: property tax as well as severage tax. She had taken a loan from Standard Chartered Bank for purchasing this flat. Interest on loan was as under. Period prior to, she has taken the loan earlier only. Okay. She got the position later on 1/7/22. Period prior to 1/4/22. Then from 1/4/22 to 30th June 22. Then from 1 July 22 to 31st March 23. Finally, another ancestral property. Ancestral, I hope you understand, right? Forefathers. Is in Delhi and had a fair rent of 35,000 per month. She had a house property in Bangalore. How many properties she has? Total 4. Oh my God. which was sold, however, in March 19. Okay, no problem. In respect of, so currently she doesn't have this property in Bangalore. In respect of this house, the Bangalore property, she received arrears of rent of rupees 60,000 in the current year, March 23. This amount has not been charged to tax earlier. That means it was not taxed earlier. She has received it now. Compute income from chargeable from HP of Mrs. Rohini for the AY 23-24. Exercising the most beneficial option available. First of all, you have to understand in the current year, how many house properties she has. All of you. I have read the question with you. Nitin, how many properties she has in the current year? Tell me, all of you. Correct. There are 3 properties. Los Angeles, USA. Then which one? Chennai. And which one she has taken? Delhi. Correct. In the current year, she has 3 properties. And have they given whether any of these properties she had given it on the rent? Have they given us that? Is any of the property actually let out? No. Okay, we don't have the any of the properties are actually let out. That means all these properties are in a way for the entire year, we will take them as self-occupied. But there are 3 properties. Correct, Ilya? So basically, you have to choose which property you have to consider as 2 of them as self-occupied. Correct, Ilya? So one will be what? Deemed to be let out. So basically, again, same thing. Yes. We have to do that combination. And once you have arrived at that combination, after that, what we'll have to also do? Then the total income from house property, current year as well as your previous year also. Now, previous year, what she received? She has received from the Bangalore property also. Okay, this what you will say. Arrears, है ना? Total she has received 60,000. So out of that, again, you have to reduce what, बच्चों? Six to 8 marks, Nathan. It can come. Previous year also we have to look into. Ready, बच्चों? चलो. Write down. Question number 33. Computation of. I'm writing a RR. For A1 23-24. Particulars rupees. First table I'm doing very short or very small. Income from house property current year I'm writing that. And obviously working note 1. Working note 1. And arrears of rent. How much she received? Total 60,000. So less, what do we say, bachcho? Deduction under section 25A. At the rate of 30%. So 18,000. $42. Is it okay? Till here, I hope everything is okay. Income from house property. So working note 1. Income from house property current year. Already tell all of you. Now what do you have to do? In computation of income, assuming all three are SOP or all three are let out. First part. Or what? Self-occupied property. Okay. Particulars. So USA property, then Chennai property, and Delhi property. Rupees. Ready, everybody? So we know GAV, NAV is nil. No problem about it. Self-occupied, no? So what remains, bacho? Sorry. Less reduction under section. (24)B, isn't it? Is there any interest on borrowed capital for USA property given to us? Nothing. For Delhi property, is it given to us? Delhi property? Also nothing. Yes, still nothing, no? So all of you will give me for Chennai property. Give me the interest reduction. Figures are given to you, huh? Calculate. Give me 24B answer for Chennai and give me obviously final answer for Chennai 24B. Okay. Solve all of you. I'll just be back in 2 minutes. Huh? हो रहा है क्या? Any answers? Did you type? तुम्हारा आंसर देखो नितिन. Okay. ठीक है. What is your answer, Indrajit, Khushbu, Mansi? Type it here. Okay. Khushbu, Mansi. 24B. I want answer 24B. Okay. Okay. And Khushbu, तुम्हारे बचे आंसर. बाप रे, ऐसा अलग अलग आंसर आ रहे थे. ठीक है. Okay, so I got 31,300, 151,300, 26,270, and then 46,220, etc. Okay, all these answers I got for 24B. Okay, fine, no problem. Wait, interest on borrowed capital. Okay, sure. This is only for Chennai property. So let me just quickly in a way simplify it for you. There will be two types of interest which you will claim in the current year. Pre-concession period. Clear, Delia? Whatever is of pre-concession period interest, of that we will take 1/5. Yes. So first of all, you have to decide what is the pre-concession period. It starts at, tell me bachu, when does it start? Date of loan, have they given us? You forgot the concept. Na? Great. When does bachu pre-concession period start? Date of disbursement of loan. Have they given us? No. So obviously you have to assume it is before the construction. Before even this date. Why? Because they have not given us, simply. They have not given us the date. Hai when the loan was given. Okay, 2. Or it ends when, bacho? Earlier of. Date of repayment of loan. Have they given us date of repayment of loan? No. So, tell me quickly. 31st March. But preceding bacho, what date? Date of construction. Correct? Or you can say, obviously, if not construction, then what, bacho? Acquisition. When did she get the property, bacho? She got the property on 1st July 22. Or you can say she took ownership, possession, etc. on 1/7/22. So that will be the date of construction. Correct? So 31st March preceding this date is which one? March 22. Are you all understanding or not? Tell me. Bouncer? Come to the again pre-concession period bacho part. Where were we? Pre-concession period. Check here. It is pre-concession or even pre-possession. Correct? This I am discussing. You can keep the scale or something or pencil at that particular question also. Correct? This is too much of coloring here. Okay. In the current question which we are doing, check. We are doing but what I'm telling you. We are finding the pre-construction period interest. Hai na? For that, we need require pre-construction period. When does it start? Date of disbursement of loan. Now they have given to you in the question that she took loan for the property. When do you take bachcho loan? After construction completion or before construction completion? Before. So obviously she has taken some time before. We don't know the date, but it is there. Correct, Elio? For your simple understanding, I'm writing it before. Construction completion, common sense. Hai na? Have they given you this date, bacho? Date of complete repayment, they have not given you. Correct, Elio? But 31st March, and it will end on 31st March preceding the date of completion of construction, or you can say bacho construction or even possession. Clear, Leo? When did she got the position, bacho? Some July, na? 31st, what is what? 1st July? What is the date? Can you tell me in the question? 1st July she got the position, is it? Hai na? Are हाँ या ना? 1st July. So what is 31st March preceding that? 31st March 22. So from this date, which date of disbursement of loan till this date, bacho, that will be your pre-construction period. Okay, that will be your pre-construction period. Clear, Leo? Or you can say in another simpler language, till 31st March 22 is your pre-construction period. Tell me, did you understand or not, Leo? Nitin, Indrajit, Khushbu, Mansi. Any doubt? So write down in your notebook. From date of disbursement of loan till 31st March 22. Why 31st March 22? That is 31st March preceding 1st July 22. Is it okay to hear all of you? That is the pre-construction period. Of that means what? Till here. Do you have the interest part given to you? Tell me. Have they given you the interest part? Yes, they have given you the interest till 31st March 22. Yes, they have given you. Correct now? How much? Check here. Period prior to 1/4/22. That means that only, na? So, bacho, the entire pre-construction period is how much? 49,200 interest. Correct, Leo? But how much do we allow? 1/5 of 49,200 will allow. Did you understand? How much is that? 98,9,840. Correct? Huh? No. 9840. Okay. But it's only bacho pre-construction part. Which all do we require more? We'll also take which one? Current year. Yes, everybody? Very good. Fine. Current year interest. How much now? How much did you take? Those of you took after 1st July is definitely a big error. Why big error? Because again, if you remember the provisions, the basic, first time when we had done interest deduction, we have said that irrespective of the date of construction completion, for that year, entire interest you get, irrespective of the construction completion date. Hai na? That year's interest you completely get it in that year, no doubt about it. So even if you got the possession or construction on 1st July, entire 22-23 you'll get it as current year. Okay. They purposely that broken up this way to confuse you. So what am I doing here? 181 na? Or 182. Sorry. Is it also within the ceiling limits of 2 lakhs? No problem. Fine till all of you. That purposely given to this question or the breaking up, so that sometimes people then take this entirely this as precaution. This is also wrong. This is also wrong. Generally and normally, if the date of repayment of loan is not given, then the precaution period which ends on 31st March. And current year, I've been telling you so many times, current year you get entire interest na bachcho, irrespective of the date of construction completion. Entire year you get your interest. Clear till here? This is what bachcho, the case for SOP. Next case, we have not yet done. Come on. Assuming all three are let out. So again, particulars. USA, Chennai, Delhi. Ready, everybody? GAV calculation. Is it actually given on rent? No. So we just only have to find out expected rent. That's it. And higher of MV or FR subject to SR. Correct? Now, USA property, there is no standard rent applicable. It is outside India. But remaining we can calculate. Okay. The annual value they have given you directly. No fair rent, standard rent, nothing. $20,000. This is how much? 14 lakhs or 1 crore 40 lakhs? 14 lakhs is it? Hmm. 14 lakhs. Right, Ilya? This definitely I'm not giving for a let out. I'll take this as SOP. Anyways, Chennai. Municipal valuation is 32,000 and fair rent is 4,20,000 per annum. Okay. They can't give simply, no? So higher up. MV or FR. There is no standard rent there? No. Now tell me. If property is sold or purchased during the year, then what happens? Tell me. Is there a case for that? Was there a case? We take expected rent only for the period for which you were owner? Check here. Is it right? Correct, no? All of you? That is purchased or sold during the year. Then calculation GAV will be made for that part of the year for which the property was held. Clear till here? So she held property bachcho for what? April, May, June, except those 3 months. So she has held it for 9 months. So 32,000 into 9, but 4,20,000 is given for the entire year. So to apportion it for 9 months. Bouncer. Yes, clear all of you? Or 9 months. Basically, it is higher of 288 or 315. Is it right, everybody? So what will take? 3,15,000. Delhi is an ancestral property, so it is an old property. And I think Delhi property was they had already given you only some fair rent or something, है ना? One single value they had given you. The fair rent is 35,000, that much will take. And obviously the property is owned for the entire 12 months, but है ना? So 35,000 into 12 months. So 350 and 70 is what? 420. Correct, Delia? There's only expected rent. There is no actual rent. Clear, Delia? There is also a GAV. So therefore GAV. I'm just writing it again. 14 lakhs. 3,15,000 and 4,20,000. Less municipal taxes paid. Has she paid anything in USA? Not given, but it would have been allowed. We have done that case of London wala, London Corporation. That case also we have done. Fine. So nothing given to us, not available. Then Chennai she has paid bachcho both. Property tax and severance tax both are allowed. Okay, both are allowed. So I'm writing in bracket 16,200 plus 1,800. So by whatever name called, paid to the local authority, that is allowed. 18,000, that is correct, Ilya? Anything in Delhi given? No. We arrive at NAV. So again, 14 lakhs. This is how much now? 297, is it? And 420. Less. Deduction under section 24. A. Standard deduction at the rate of 30%. 14, 28, 38, 42, 420, correct? Also 420 again. So minus equal to 9,80,000. No, we don't require here. Fine. Then 297 into 0.3, 89,100. And 420, 42 into 3, 420. 126. Tell me all of you correct till here. B. Interest on borrowed capital. Nothing here, but we have done the calculation over there, bacho. For Chennai already we have done. We can use that all these, you know. Does the law change for, we can take pre-concession as well as current year. The only difference will be what? There is no ceiling limit. If you, the property is let out, there is no ceiling limit. Okay. So I'm taking directly that figure 191 something 940. Are you all understanding? There was loss over here. So I should have taken here in bracket. All of you okay till here? 191 940. Everything okay? Let's go ahead, everybody. Income oblique loss. This is what 980, na? Income. $15,960. $294. Finally, we will do obviously the analysis. Done, Kushbu? Nitin? Therefore, analysis. What do we say? Cases, na? Or let me write USA. Again, Chennai. Delhi and total. We require one more. Total. Delhi and total. Finally, ready? What is the first case? USA deemed let out. Finally, so obviously others are and others SOP. Will be very costly mistake. 9,80,000. You have to present or justify the answer, no, bacho. Why are we taking a particular combination? Okay. So USA 980. Chennai was how much? Negative something. 191, 940, is it right? But Delhi was dash. Is it right? All of you tell me. Yes. So 980 minus this figure. 788, 60. Tell me all of you, is it okay? Second, then we take what? Chennai has deemed to be let out. Others SOP. This is dash. This is also dash. And this is what? 15,960. Big difference, no? 15,960. And third category, third case. Delhi has deemed to be let out. Others SOP. Fine. 294. And definitely this is also not by taking. Here USA was how much for SOP? Nothing. And here it is 191. 940. All of you okay till here? Total comes to 1,02,060. Yes. Interesting question, big question, bacho. Which one do we prefer? Tell me. Which one shall we prefer? Least income. Therefore, recommended that. Which did we take as SOP, bacho? US and Delhi. To be considered as. Self-occupied property. Clear, Delia? So did you get a current year income finally from house property? Yes, 15,960. Right? आगे बढ़े 15,960. And previous year we have already added after that 30% reduction. So 15,960 plus 42,000. 57,960. Interesting, बच्चों. कर लिया? Good question that was. Okay. Fine. That is your question number 33. We'll take a break, but everybody. All of you. हो गया, लिख के बोलो फटाफट. Did I ask you, Indrajit? Chalo, we'll see you at 10:10. Delhi is let out. ये वाले केस में ना. हाँ. Deemed to be let out Chennai. Therefore, USA Delhi deemed to be let out is Chennai. Let out Chennai हो गया. So USA Delhi SOP हो गया. बराबर. चलो ब्रेक लो सब लोग. आगे सब लोग खुशबू आ गई, मानसी, नितिन चालू करें। So let's start. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead, everybody. So this point is covered, or this question is covered. Come to your textbook again. All right. Another very important and practical concept we are going to do about joint ownership. Correct? About joint ownership. Okay. Because that is most of the case, that is how it works. One person may not be able to afford the entire property, or majority of the times, as of at least as of today, the husband and wife together, they buy the property. Correct? So because then again, two people can show their income, and then accordingly they can get bigger loan amount. So accordingly, as of today, these days, husband and wife together, they take the properties. Or if it is ancestral, so brother, sister, whatever in the family, it can be co-owned. There can be co-ownership. Clear till here? So treatment of income offer from co-owned property. So at least obviously co-owned means, there are at least two owners of the same property. Correct, Ilya? We're getting one income only from the property, but there are two owners. So obviously what is going to happen? It is going to distribute between the owners. Fine? Check. The share income of each such co-owner should be determined according to sections 22 to 25 and included in his individual assessment. So obviously we'll calculate for each owner the income and add it to his individual return, income tax return. Where HP is owned by co-owners is SOP. If bachcho, pay attention. If the house property is self-occupied, है ना? So what do you have? If the property is self-occupied, GAV anyway is nil. Remember, we are almost finishing the chapter now. Almost 95% is done. This chapter is done. Okay. So if the house property is self-occupied, GAV NAV is nil. What only you get then? 24B deduction you get. Okay. The annual value of the property of each co-owner obviously will be nil, and the co-owner will be entitled to get what? 24B deduction. Okay. As the case may be, on account of interest on borrowed capital. Underline the word bacho, each co-owner. Very important. This is very important. Each co-owner will get deduction of what? Up to rupees 30,000 or up to rupees 2 lakhs, as the case may be, for his interest on borrowed capital. Fine till here, all of you? Done, all of you? Where the house property owned by co-owners is let out. If it is bacho let out. Okay, so it is actually let out. No? So expected rent, actual rent, etc. The income from such property shall be computed. This is important. Shall be computed as if the property is owned by one owner. Okay, as if, they're saying as if. Assume that it is just there is a single owner, and thereafter the income so computed shall be apportioned between each co-owner as per their sharing ratio. Means what? If the property is let out, compute income from house property. Compute income from house property for that part, let out part, totally. And then whatever the final figure comes, then you divide that between the co-owners. All of you understood? Kushbu, Nitin, Mansi, tell me. Indrajit, clear? Clear, everybody? Let's go ahead then. Chalega? Okay. So SOP, you get 24B deduction separately to the owner. If it is let out, compute for the entire house, then you apportion between the co-owners. Okay, everybody? So let's go ahead then. $32. Over here, write down co-ownership or co-owner. In the notebook, also write down 32. We are doing co-owner cases or joint owner rather. Okay. Fine, everybody. Let's read the question. Come on. Ready? Mr. Raman is a co-owner of the house property along with his brother, holding equal share in the property. Municipal value of the property, fair rent of the property, and standard rent. So everything is given for the property. Rent received is rupees 50,000 per month. What did you understand? SOP or let out? It is actually let out. Clear till you? Correct. No. We'll go ahead. The loan for construction for the property was jointly taken and the interest charged by the bank is 25,000. Out of which 21,000 has been paid. For the current year, tell me, bacho, what happens? The loan is taken for construction, okay? And for the current year, the interest charged is 25,000, but 21,000 is paid. How much will it take? This again, we are going back to the basics. Correct, Mansi? Nitin, Kushbu? Whatever, 21 or 25? Come on, quickly. How much interest will you take as deduction under 24B? 21,000 or 25,000? Interest charge is 25,000, but paid is 21,000. $25,000, correct. Okay. Interest on unpaid interest is rupees 450. 25,000 was chargeable in the year. 21,000 is paid. Therefore, the bank charged interest for unpaid interest of rupees 450. What will we do of that 450? Allow or not allow? Not allow. Interest on unpaid interest is not allowed. Interest on unpaid interest is not allowed. Okay. It is a kind of a penalty. Correct. Yes, correct. To repay this loan, Raman and his brother have taken a fresh loan and interest charge on this loan is rupees 5,000. Allow or not allow? 5,000. All of you answer. Tell me, everybody. It is allowed. Loan taken to repay old loan will be allowed. Okay. The municipal taxes of rupees 5,100, 5,100 have been paid by tenant. Allowed or not allowed? Come on, quickly, all of you. You can write NA for not allowed. Allow A is also okay. Correct. Not allowed. Clear? Good. Very good. Compute income from this house property chargeable in the hands of Raman for the AY 23-24. Okay, Delio? See, income tax question, you just have to look at the adjustments. That's it. Plus or minus. Add or not add, simply. And obviously give the justification. There are no big formulas which you have to keep in mind, but yes, you have to keep the provisions in mind. Based on why, based on what actually you are saying yes or no, or adding or not adding. Clear? So, computation of. Now the bunch of property is let out. What do we do then? We first and it is jointly owned. So therefore we calculate as if it is only one property, and then final answer we will divide between the brothers. है ना? So particulars and rupees. Ready? GAV calculation. See, the actual rent is 15,000 rupees per month. Correct? So for your first calculating expected rent. Higher of municipal valuation or fair rent subject to standard rent. Okay. Yes, we have all of that. So higher of 1,60,000 or 150. Higher is 160. So lower of 160, but and standard rent 170. So 160 only. Fine. Second step, actual rent. Rupees 15,000 per month, no? 180. You're still here. Therefore, GAV 180, whichever is higher. Less municipal taxes. Allowed or not allowed? Not allowed. Why? Not allowed since not paid by owner. Okay? We arrive at NAV. Less deduction under section 24. A. Standard deduction at the rate of 30% of NAV. 36, 46, 56, 54. Tell me. Correct, no? And interest on borrowed capital. But I think we have some points over here, 2-3 points to consider. Current year. I'm writing accrued. As it is, the property is let out, so there is no question of ceiling limit. I'm writing much accrued 25,000. Okay. Fine. Interest on unpaid interest is not allowed. I'm just writing that point. Interest on unpaid interest. Okay. Interest on unpaid interest. Not allowed. And third, fresh loan is how much? 5,000, no? That is allowed. Fine till here? Everything covered now? $96,000 is it? Correct. Okay. but this is for the house. For Raman Bacho, it is equal share. Therefore, income from house property in the hands of Raman is rupees 48,000. Yes, still all of you? Done? Good. This was a time pass question, 30th. We can just quickly finish it off. Not required. I can give you for homework also, but just quickly let's go through it. Question number 30. Mr. Anand sold his residential house property in March 21. Ready, everybody there, no? He sold the property in March 21. That means before 22-23, okay? However, in June 22, he recovered rent of rupees 10,000 from Gaurav, to whom he had let out his house 2 years, for 2 years, from April 15 to March 17. He could not realize 2 months rent of 20,000 from him. And to that extent, his actual rent was reduced while computing income from house property for that particular year. Okay. Further, he had let out his property from April 17 to Feb 18 to Satish. In April 19, he had increased the rent from 12,000 to 15,000 rupees per month, but the same was subject to matter of dispute. So the tenant Satish did not agree to that. In September 22, however, the matter was finally settled and Anand received 69,000 as arrears for that particular period. What would the recovery of unrealized rent and arrears? Unrealized rent, which you had not actually received, arrears means balance. Will be taxable in the hands of Anand, and if so, in which year and what amount is taxable? Again, tell me what will happen. All the amount received in the current year will be taxable on cash basis. That means basically on receipt basis. Correct? We'll take all of them together and then minus 30%. Okay, just simply we'll quickly just finish this off. The question looks big. It is just a very small concept, isn't it? Just unnecessarily, they have given lots of numbers. We'll go ahead, everybody. Point number 1. Unrealized rent and arrears of rent, but recovered or received, है ना? Are taxed on receipt basis. This is important. Comma, subject to what, bachcho? Deduction under section 25A at the rate of 30%. Yes, still here? So I'm just running quickly. Particulars rupees. First one is unrealized rent. See, that time, if at all you remember the question, in that year he had a loss of 20,000 rupees. Okay, that time. If you read it till here. Okay. But he received how much now? 10,000. Unrealized rent 10,000. And second, arrears. Received 69,000. total 79,000 less deduction under section 25A at the rate of 30%. 21 and 3. 24,000 is it? 23,700. Correct, no? Even if he is not owner of the house property, still, but are you getting the point? Still, the head of income is getting applicable. So that note also will write down. Such income is taxable under house property even if Anand is not owner of HP in current year, in current PY. Even if, okay, not owner. Fine, all of you? $34. Ready, everybody? Come to 34. Ready, all of you? Big question. Nitin, ready? Khushbu, Mansi, okay? Indrajit? Sure. Come on. Two brothers, Arun and Bimal, are co-owners of HP with equal share. Co-owner, equal share. The property was constructed during the year 98-99. Construction was over. The property consists of 8 identical units. Okay, it is a big property. It has 8 parts or 8 partitions or 8 units and is situated in Cochin. Okay, fine. No issues. During the financial year 22-23, each co-owner occupied 1 unit for residence and the balance 6 units were let out at the rent of 12,000 per month per unit. Clear till here? The municipal value of house property, municipal value of HP is 9 lakhs. Municipal tax at 20% of municipal value, obviously, which were paid also during the year. Good. Other expenses, repairs, not relevant. Insurance premium paid, not relevant. Interest payable on loan taken for construction, 3 lakh rupees. Correct? Fine. One of the let-out units remained vacant for 4 months during the year. Interesting, no? Arun could not occupy his unit for 6 months as he was transferred to Chennai. He does not own any other house. He was transferred to Chennai. This part I have to take actually this point. Then the other income of Arun and Bimal are 2,90,000 and 1,80,000 respectively. Other income, other sources of income for the financial year 22-23. Compute income under the head, income from HP, and the total income of the two brothers for AY 23-24. Fine till here? What? Bouncer? All okay, na? Headache? No headache, I hope so. Okay. Come to one case, we have to remain, not one case is remaining, but one of the parties remaining. We will finish it off. Page number 5.7. Ready, all of you? Okay. Check. What does it say? Case 5. House property that cannot be occupied due to employment, business, or profession. Due to what? Employment, business, or profession. You could not occupy the house. You have the house. You have the house. Okay. Now, depending whichever city you are staying. Okay. Let us say. Okay. So let us say some tier 1, tier 2 city. But there are some IT parks. Have you heard of IT parks? Huh? IT sectors, IT zones. Let us say in Pune, you have Hinjewadi, Magarpatta, or like these centers. Correct? Bangalore is there. I mean, there are obviously so many cities which has IT parks. Okay. Or there can be obviously industrial areas also. This is also industrial areas. Industrial areas. Fine. Now what happens is, bacho, there is one person who purchased a property over here. Okay. And he stays over there. Why? Because he works in one of the IT parks. Clear? Tomorrow, that particular company shifted its office to some other location. Okay. This IT park bacho got shifted itself. Not IT park actually, but a particular company. It got shifted. That actually practically happens. It got shifted. It got good location, bigger location, but in some actually the other part of the city, or exactly the opposite part of the city. Now what happens for him? Now he has to travel all the way to the other part of the city. On daily basis, etc. No work from home, whatever. 1 hour one way, 1 hour another way, 2 hours gone just in traveling. I'm just talking of bare minimum. So what option does he have? He says, okay, I cannot shift my property, but better than what I can do, I can occupy another property near to that. He doesn't want to leave the job, etc. Whatever. Right? So he's saying, I will take another property. I will pay rent. But I will pay rent. Clear, all of you. At some other property wherever my office is situated close to that area. Isn't it? And maybe now again depends on his case. He wants to what? Either give it on rent or keep it unoccupied. Give it on rent or keep it unoccupied. Clear, all of you? So basically, he is unable to occupy this, you can say, his house property because of what? Job or work. Similarly. Okay, pay attention. If the house property cannot be occupied due to employment, business, or profession, okay, basically any reason. Okay, employment, business, or profession, any reason, any of these only. Okay, any of these, no other personal reason, huh? But it has to be compulsorily this one. Clear? Okay, so check. If a house or part of the house which cannot actually be occupied by the owner by the reason of the fact that owing, that means because of his employment, business, or profession, carried on at any other place. Here, though, I'm giving example of one city. What if it gets transferred to another city? It's possible. Especially in government jobs, so definitely possible. Correct? Okay. So because of employment, business, or profession, he has to reside. Now pay attention. He has to reside. He has to stay at such other place, not belonging to him. Obviously, very important. So even this other property, bacho, should not be his own property. Now he may have a couple of properties in the city, but then he is not staying in any of his own property. Clear till here, all of you? The annual value of such property. Now, which property which he could not occupy? The annual value of such property, or part of the property, whatever it is, shall be taken as nil. Okay, and that is, it will be known as unoccupied property. Okay, now it is not just self-occupied. Now it becomes unoccupied. And for self-occupied or unoccupied, what do we say? We take the GAV as nil completely. Hai? So annual value of such property will be nil. So it is, you can say in a way it is an exception or an extra benefit given to an assessee or a person who can say that, yes, I have property, but I'm unable to occupy it. Has he given it on rent? Tell me. Has he given it on rent? No. So there are people who spend a lot on their furniture, or maybe it is their first home. So practically speaking, or not practically, but emotionally speaking, they don't want to give it on rent. Correct, all of you? Fine, everybody. So he has kept it vacant, and now this property will be treated or deemed as what? Unoccupied. Therefore, GAV will be nil. Okay. Aage jao main? Should I go ahead? Okay. The benefit shall not apply if any other benefit therefrom is derived by the owner. I mean, if at all he takes any benefit from this property. Now, what benefit, bacho? That means he is giving it to somebody else. He is taking some rent from there. Okay, that kind of benefit if he is receiving, then obviously it will not be treated as unoccupied. Clear, all of you? So let's come back to our question. Bimal, Arun. Okay. Come back to our question, bacho. Total, how many questions we had? 46, 47, how many? 43. Okay. Fine. Which question number is that? 34. Ready, everybody? So how many houses are there? House is only one. House is only, bacho, one. It has now but two parts. Okay, ready, everybody? Chalo. Let's start. Again, this is for your understanding. You don't have to draw a diagram in your answers. Now, it is one house property. It has total 8 units. It has total, bacho, 8 units. Correct, Dilya? But now that 8 units or one house has 2 features or no, SOP as well as let out. What do? Do we apportion, everybody? Tell me. Do we apportion or no? We apportion. Okay, everybody? We apportion it. Okay. So 2 units SOP each. 6 units let out. So if they are let out, bacho, actually, what do? We assume, we treat them as one property, we calculate everything for let out, and then we apportion, we share between the co-owners. Correct, everybody? Are haan. And 2 units are, bacho, SOP as it is. Can I tell you? We take what then? We just take 24 interest deduction for each of them. Okay. But please keep in mind, it is for each of them. I mean, the limit is for separately given. Okay, everybody? Are haan. We'll go ahead, everybody. Chalo. So first, let us calculate for let out part. Everybody. They asked you what? Income from HP as well as total income of 2 brothers. All right. So computation now. Computation income of Arun. For AVA 23-24. Particulars in rupees. Yes, tell you all of you. Working note. Okay, number one. And other income he has. Other income, if the figure is given to you for Arun, is how much? 2,90,000. Have they given us anything about his deduction, etc.? Nothing. Okay. So I'm just writing a total income. Simple till you. Same thing for who, बच्चों? Bimal also, है ना? Bimal also they have asked, no? So computation of income of Bimal. For AVA 23-24. Particulars rupees. Fine. We'll go ahead, everybody. Acha, Mansi would come online, no? What? Yesterday on YouTube? Afternoon, I think. Was it you? Ah, right. Again, bachcho, first part, income from HP. Working note 2. Other income given to us 1,80,000. That will be a GT. That will be a total income. Okay. Working note 1. Analysis. When do we do analysis? Do we have to do much analysis? Not known. There are not 8 properties or 8 houses. House is only one. The house is divided into self-occupied as well as let out. You know? Understood? We'll go ahead, everybody. Units means what? Units means you can say take it as rooms. Okay. Units means what? Rooms. Do you remember that chawl, 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 you call them chawal, chawl. Row houses, something like, not row houses also, but bungalows. You know? So there are what small rooms. Something like that. Okay. We'll go ahead, everybody. So there is only one property in the question. Working note 1, income from HP of, who have we taken first? Arun, no? Arun. Finally, all of you. Particulars rupees. Ready, everybody? Again, I'm keeping it very simple. Okay. First part, I'm keeping it as income from SOP part. SOP unit. And second, income from which one? Let out units. Okay, everybody. Clear? Same thing for Bimal also. Yes. I'm writing it short now. Bimal HP. First part, SOP unit. Second part, let out units. Correct, Elia? Should we go ahead, everybody? Next one. Income from let out units. Okay. Income from let out units. They are co-owned. But what do we do for computation? Units means not a house. Unit is just one of the rooms of the house. Okay. Parts. Clearly? And I will go ahead, everybody. So particulars rupees. Be careful, bachcho, now very careful. How many units are let out? Tell me this. 6. Correct. Chalo, ready? So I hope you understood you have to do apportionment. First is always what? GAV calculation. है ना? GAV calculation. 75%? 6 out of 8 is what? 75%? Are smart. Very smart. First one is what? Expected rent. Higher of MV or FR subject to SR. First, calculate for the property and then we do it for 6 units. Property, do we have MVFR? Yes, 9 lakhs we have. Do we have fair rent given to us? No. Do we have standard rent? No. Are हाँ या ना? So rupees 9 lakhs is for the house. Correct, Elia? But into 6 by 8 units. Now everything whatever we will be doing, but will be for 6 by 8. Understood or no? 6 upon 8. Tell me, all of you okay till here? So 9. 6.75. So 6,75,000. Is my step 1 expected rent. Second, actual rent. Tell me, every unit is given for how much rent? Every unit. $12,000 per month. Okay. Correct, all of you? Are हाँ या ना? Therefore, rupees 12,000 per month into 12 months into 6 units. 12, 144. 864. Correct, But that is not my final answer. Why? Why 864 I cannot directly use? Because there is vacancy loss. Very good. There is a vacancy loss. There is a vacancy loss. Huh. One unit was vacant for 4 months. Can you see that? So less vacancy loss. Rupees, how much? 12,000 lost. For how many months? 4 months. How many unit? 1 unit only. 48,000. Find Delia. 58. Oops. 10,000 gone. 816. Correct, Delia, all of you? Therefore, GAV is what, bachcho? 670 or 816? 816 only, huh? Whichever is higher. If it becomes lower due to vacancy loss, then we were taking that figure, no? Sorry, huh? Tell me all okay, Delia, all of you. We'll go ahead. 864. Less. To 44, 800, 30%. Sorry, my mistake. My mistake. Less what, bachcho, after GAV? I'm in a hurry, I think. My mistake. Municipal taxes, bachcho, correct? Are the municipal taxes paid? Yes, they are paid, I think. Correct? Municipal taxes were paid. Which were paid. So, it is, bachcho, pay attention. It is rupees 9 lakhs for the house. The valuation. Correct, Leo? Of that, 20% is for the house. But we are doing apportionment. Don't forget that. Correct, Leo? We have to do apportionment, no, bachcho? So 1,80,000, correct. 135, yes, correct. 681, everybody tell me. Right, no, all of you. Now can we take? Two lakh 4,300. And last part, interest on borrowed capital. For the current year is how much? We don't have anything else given to us. Rupees 3 lakhs. This part 6 units is let out. So there is no question of or no problem of ceiling limit. Yes, Celia? Correct, all of you? 225. Is it 251, 700? Correct. This was from let out part, okay? Don't forget. Therefore, let out income of who? Arun and Bimal. 125,850. Finally, all of you. 125,850. Can you add this in your income of let out part for both of them? Nathan, understood earlier? For both of them, 125,850. Add it, bachcho, come on. 125,850. 125,850. Correct? Fine, all of you? And second, income from SOP. Particulars. Arun and who? Bimal. GAV, NEV? Nil. Less. Reduction under section 24B. You will give me the answer. You will give me the answer. Come on. Right. It is same for both of them. So you just have to calculate once. Come on. Give me the final answer for either of them. Pen drive students also think, pause the video and then check. Okay, Nitin. Okay, Niraj. Khushbu Mansi. Okay, Mansi. क्या बात है? Good. I got. Yes. Better answers I got. Pay attention now. For the entire house, it was 3 lakhs. Correct, Ilya? You don't have to assume. It is given to you. I told you that also. You don't take loan after construction, na Indraji. You take loan before construction. Why will you take loan after construction? Huh? So pay attention first how to proceed. How to go ahead. For the entire house, the loan was how much? 3 lakh. Is it okay, earlier, Nathan? Out of that 2,25,000 you have done for what let out? Okay. So your answer cannot be more than 75,000 now. Why 75,000? Because 2,25,000 you have already taken for, you have apportioned it to let out part of 6 units. So for 2 units, it is how much? 2 units, huh? 75,000. Correct? So 75,000 is also for 2 units, but those 2 units are also divided between 2, Arun and Bimal. So even 75,000 will be divided into half. 37,500, correct? No? 37,500, whatever it is. Correct, Ilya? But again, answer is not 37,500. Why? Because the house was constructed in 1998-99. And 98-99, that means constructed before that. That means loan was obviously taken before that. Loan was taken before 1/4/1999. Ceiling limit is rupees 30,000 each assessee. Okay. Per assessee, the ceiling limit is 30,000. Understood? All of you? All right. Keep it up good. At least your brains are working. You are going in the correct direction. Okay, good. We'll go ahead, everybody. So write down here. Rupees 3 lakhs into 2 units. Sorry, 2 by 6 units. Sorry, 8, Baba. 2 by 8 now. Is rupees what, bacho? 75,000. Correct, Ilya? So I'm writing here, pay attention. 75,000 into 1/2, as well as 75,000 into 1/2. Clear, Ilya? Subject to. I'll write down common for both, okay? So, okay. Subject to ceiling limit of rupees. Now, why that ceiling limit? That we can write it down as a note. Or rupees 30,000. Obviously, but please, the most important word is over here, each. Half is how much? 37,500, na? So I'm writing a lower of 30,000 negative. Clear, Delia? Note. Ready, everybody? Ceiling limit is available qua QUA. It is qua assessee. It means what? That is what? Per assessee. Okay. And next line, ceiling limit is rupees 30,000 since loan was borrowed before 1999. है ना? Yes, children, all of you. Done, Delia? So what is the answer? 30,000 each, in 30,000 each. Go back everywhere. Is it what, 95, 850? Tell me, is it right, bacho? 30,000 here also negative. So for both of them, bacho, yeah, obviously 95, 850 we add in their incomes. 95, 850. House property income. I hope you found this interesting. $385, $850. And this is what? $275, no? $275, $850. Fine till here, all of you. Done, everybody? All right. So those are your final answers. Okay. Revise again properly. Tell me, what are you asking me? It can come for 8 to 10 marks. For one head of income, there can be one single question on one head of income. Notes, write down notes. For one head of income, there can be a single question. Okay. It depends on the luck, which head of income they choose. Fine, all of you? So that's it for today. Only some part is remaining, some theory part is remaining of the chapter now, nothing else. Great. So revise properly and finish your study material also. Okay, IC, AI, CS, whatever CMA you have, finish those study material also. Okay, everybody. Few questions remaining, and please read the remaining theory part if anything is remaining. We'll finish it off tomorrow. Okay, everybody. Maybe 1 hour will require max in the next lecture, and the chapter will be done. All right. Okay, that's it for tax for today.